Will everyone please rise as we salute the flag, remain standing for a moment of silence for your personal reflection. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Councilmember Hall?
Here.
Councilman Wendell? Absent. Councilwoman Winston? Here. Councilwoman Zambicki? Here. Council President McAvoy?
Here.
Also present, Mayor Brad Cohen?
Here.
Administrator Joseph Criscullo?
Here.
Township Attorney Michael Baker?
Here.
And Deputy Clerk Lauren Morris. Adequate
Go ahead, Madam Clerk.
Adequate notice of this meeting has been provided as required under Chapter 231, Public Law 1975, by specifying the time, date, location, and to the extent known, the agenda, by posting a copy on the bulletin board located in the main lobby of the East Brunswick Municipal Building, providing a copy to the Home News Tribune and Sentinel newspapers, posting a copy on the Township's website, and by filing a copy in the office of the Township Clerk, which will be entered into the minutes.
Resolution number 23-58, resolution adopting meeting minutes from January 2nd, 2023. We have a motion.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
Thank you, Councilwoman. Any corrections to these minutes? Any discussion on these minutes? Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Councilmember Hall?
Yes.
Councilwoman Winston?
Yes.
Councilwoman Zambicki? Yes. And Council President McAvoy?
Yes.
Thank you.
There are no proclamations, no presentation or discussion item at this time, no agenda session. Ordinances for a second reading and public hearing, there are none. Mayor Cohen.
Thank you, Council President. Actually, a very short report today. I'm sure everyone's going to be happy about that. Again, Happy New Year. We hopefully everyone had a happy and healthy holiday season. Just wanted to remind Council that I, and along with the Human Resources Department, just finished penning a job description for a information/marketing director, or not director, officer here for the Township. We've learned over the last several months that despite all of our efforts, despite the fact that there are so many different ways in which we try to make the public aware of things that we're doing here in the Township, be that social media, EBTV, Tap into East Brunswick, regular print media, it's apparent that the message doesn't always seem to get out to the public. And there are so many things that we are doing that many people aren't aware of, services we're providing that we're not aware of, and a website that could stand for a lot of improvement, making it a lot more user-friendly to the public. So the role of that person will be to fill that missing piece. And so we just finished a job description that should be made public relatively soon, and hopefully we'll be able to announce and bring someone here for you to meet who will be taking over that function and helping us to get our message out. So that's my whole report. Thank you, Council President.
And thank you, Mayor Cohen. Good luck with that. Sounds exciting. Mr. Criscullo.
No report.
Mr. Baker.
No report.
Township Clerk.
No report?
Council members, any reports? Water and cable advisory, nothing from me. Anything?
Nothing this week.
I'll now open the meeting to the general public. Madam Clerk, would you read the public comment statement?
Will do. The public comment portion of our meeting is to allow the public to bring to the council's attention their concerns or comments. In accordance with NJSA 10:4-12A and the East Brunswick Rules of Council, the council asks the public to limit their comments to 5 minutes or less. At the conclusion of the statements or questions from a member of the public, the council president, at his discretion, may choose to respond or not respond, or to ask administration to respond. Thank you.
Is there anyone wishing to address the chair? Please.
Good evening. Good evening.
Please state your name and spell your last name and give your address for the record. Thank you.
Yes, Stephen Weinberg, Weinberg, 2 Sycamore Street, East Brunswick. Did I give all the information?
Thank you, Mr. Weinberg.
I was supposed to give. This is my third time back at council meeting. I'm getting to enjoy them. Trying to put before you a possible resolution, a draft of a resolution that East Brunswick can join our sister communities in central Jersey in opposing the proposed Keysby gas plant that's going next to the existing one there. The reason for opposing it is for the health and welfare of the people of central Jersey. I'm not even trying to discuss the merits or none of having another gas plant serving the New York metropolitan area. I do own a nice piece of land out in the Hamptons that I'd be very happy to sell them to put this plant, but unfortunately we seem to get these things right here in central Jersey, and we certainly have our share of them. As you'll see in the resolution, and I have some other material, like the mayor wasn't at previous meetings, I gave him a copy. Edison Township, Highland Park, Hoboken, Perth Amboy, Franklin Township, Sayreville Borough, Rahway, South Brunswick, North Brunswick soon, we think, Somerset, Highland Park, Edison, I think soon, all are passing resolutions opposing it. I mean, they have no legal standing, but it expresses the sentiment of the community that really enough is enough. And, you know, along with the kinds of initiatives that council's taken and the mayor in making, in kind of rebuilding information, having an information, public information officer, the information we want to, you know, give out is this town supports a healthy future for our children, a healthy future for the planet, and I would hope that the council would consider it. I think the last time that Ms. Lawfield said she would give the resolution to the attorney, and he might look at it and give you his recommendation, Attorney Baker's recommendation on how to go about this or not. But hopefully, it's a good thing. It's a really good thing. So I thank you, and hopefully you'll be able to give it some consideration.
Thank you, Mr. Weinberg.
Any questions?
Any questions from council? Thank you. Anyone else, public portion? Please.
Hi, my name is Catherine Nguyen.
Spell your last name.
Nguyen. I agree with the previous speaker that I oppose another power plant in the area. I oppose it because our society is going the wrong way. More. And it is wrong. According to the Global Footprint Network, which is an international research organization that provides decision makers with a menu of tools to help the human economy operate within the Earth's ecological limits, has collected the ecological footprint metrics for each year since 1961. At the present time, we are using 1.75 of the Earth's resources each year, which means we are accruing an incredible debt. We cannot make that back. We cannot go more. We have to go less, and better. And adding a power plant is just going to let people have more. We have to have them less because nobody's doing it voluntarily. It has to be done with limits, with set limits. I mean, nobody is doing this. I've been barking this stuff for a long time, and finally people aren't using water bottles. I mean, it's just, people don't understand this. They are getting themselves in a terrible predicament. We are killing the globe every day, every second, faster and faster, and trying to make it go even faster with more energy is completely the wrong way. I wrote a book with 2 high school seniors here from East Brunswick, and this book explains this. Nobody seems to understand what sustainable means. Sustainable means we have to have a circular economy, none of this linear fill a landfill. If you fill a landfill, it becomes a necrotic tumor on the globe, which then metastasizes to another one when you need to open another one. We're destroying viable land endlessly. It is unacceptable. We have to start all over. We have to really, really like cut deep and precise in areas that need to be fixed. First and foremost, single-use drink bottles, bags, boxes, they try to get clever, all should be banned in areas with potable tap, period. It has to. Coca-Cola alone is making 3,200 bottles per second. Nobody's panicking? The globe itself is making 1 million bottles per minute. Nobody's panicking? That's a virus on the globe. And it's proliferating. If we add another power plant, it's just encouraging people to do more stupid behavior, which is literally killing their future. So just stop. Don't look for more. We waste. We have to be better. That's it.
Anyone else? To the council, to the chair?
Jan Bregman for Troy Court.
Could you spell the last name, sir?
Bregman, B-R-E-G-M-A-N. So, elections are over. Congratulations. So, and I actually happy to see Kevin McAvoy as a president. I think we'll have a little bit better conversations without sort of gavel used a lot. So, so elections are over. Congratulations. I'm surprised to see results, quite honestly, because what Democratic Party represents, it represents defund the police. And while we experience crime growth every day, party that ignites inflation by stopping exploration of gas and oil in United States. And when this policy become clear, the results of this policy become clear, with inflation growing every day, they go to Venezuela, to Iran, to negotiate oil prices. Parties that distract traditional family by institutionalizing gender program, sexualization program in our schools. Parties that suppress freedom of speech. We now know that Twitter accounts are locked from anyone who speaks and have alternative opinions. Parties that suppress free election by creating situations like Russia collusions with Trump campaign, with suppressing information about Hunter Biden laptop, parties that suppress alternative medical opinion on coronavirus, opinions that potentially would lead millions of people to be alive today. Party that ruins livelihood for people over refusal of using vaccines or to take vaccines that we now know do not suppress transmitting of the disease. That was a goal for vaccine. It's not. But it's potentially causing severe side effects like cloud clots and potentially more. Parties that still protect Fauci, who pushed research of this vaccine to China because this research was prohibited in the United States. Parties that has open border policy with millions and millions illegal immigrants uncontrolled coming to United States, causing crime, drugs. And parties that support socialism. And socialism, if you don't know, causes always lies. It never works. And finally, it's causing around, you think you're right now, but tomorrow you will be blamed as not left enough. So that's what will be caused by socialism. So I'm really surprised to see the results of this election.
Thank you, sir. Please.
My name is Drew Weingarth, W-E-I-N-G-A-R-T-H. I live at 2705 Commons Drive, and I am very happy to see the results of this election. Happy New Year. As always, thank you everyone for your time and service. Congratulations to the new council. Sorry I was not physically here last week, but would like to thank retired Councilwoman Sullivan for her service, for listening, and for her help. Happy anniversary. I started to bring observations regarding the commercial fireworks display ordinance to your attention on December 27th, 2021, even before its approval. How time flies. Speaking of flying, over the holidays, believe it or not, I thought about the fireworks situation as I saw videos online that involved these really cool holiday drone displays in the sky. Maybe in the not-too-distant future, the council may need to pass an ordinance for drone displays. Full disclosure, I have nothing to do with drones or the Park Chateau. Thank you, President McAvoy. At the April 25th, 2022 meeting, you were nice enough, again, how time flies, you provided a summary of your Cranberry Road truck traffic research. You may already know about this, but I thought it was worth mentioning currently. Middlesex County is currently conducting their Southern Middlesex County Freight Movement Study. Their primary study area consists of Cranberry, Monroe, South Brunswick, and Jamesburg. You might have noticed that East Brunswick is not listed as the primary study area. However, they do have a secondary study area that can involve East Brunswick. The study concludes, it ends the spring of 2023. Online, the URL address is just too long to go into, but online under Middlesex County's Department of Transportation is where it can be found. It's interactive and it's actually pretty cool if anyone wants to, contribute to how their thoughts are for the truck traffic. I'm in agreement that the Cranberry Road, which is a county road, 535, the road is an improvement to the economy. But maybe if people stop and thought, it actually creates a domino effect. And it all stems, I'm going to geek out for a moment, all the way to the Panama Canal, from when the Panama Canal actually, they expanded it to make it larger, so larger cargo ships could be allowed to go through the canal. Then the Bayonne Bridge was raised, which then allowed the cargo ships to pass under it, allowing for the ships to reach New York City Harbor, then allowing more trucks transporting those goods through our township to reach South Brunswick's industrial park warehouses, which and where they are still building. A shout out to Mark Coleman, recycling coordinator, who has a very challenging job, especially in my section of the community. He puts up with a great deal and is very helpful dealing with our bulk situation, regardless of our community having cameras on site. Time continuing to fly. Passion is our parks within the community. Beaver Dam Park recently celebrated its 1-year anniversary the end of last year. And I just want to conclude by emphasizing again that the Township Alert System, Civic Ready, is such a useful resource and easy to sign up on the Township's website. Thank you so much for listening and providing me the opportunity to learn at these meetings. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Weingarth. Anyone else wishing to speak to the chair, please?
Good evening. John Shu, HSU, 219 West Shirley Avenue, Edison, New Jersey. Good evening, members of the council, Council President McAvoy. First of all, I just like to express my love for East Brunswick. I just came from working out at the Fit Spot on Route 18. That's my normal workout place. I spent time here with many of my friends here and involved with the Chinese school at Churchill Junior Middle School. So, yeah, I'd just like to support my friends here in their ask to pass the resolution opposing the power plant in Caseby in Woodbridge, just down the road. This resolution opposing the power plant has passed started first in Edison, Highland Park. It's gone on to Perth Amboy, South Brunswick, and Saraville. So many towns within Middlesex have passed this resolution as long as as well as other towns in other counties, such as Franklin and Hoboken. And also Somerset County has passed this resolution as well. The importance of passing a resolution, I think, is obviously the air quality here in Middlesex. Unfortunately, we have a F rating according to the American Lung Association for ozone, and ozone is actually one of the causes for asthma and other respiratory diseases. So for the health and the sake of ourselves and our children, I think we should oppose this power plant. The power plant is mainly ceremonial, you can say, but at the same time, it does reflect the will of the people, the understanding of the people of what's going on. This is a message to the NJDEP, Acting Commissioner Sean LaTourette, who actually resides in Holland Park, and also to Governor Murphy. As we know, Governor Murphy has passed the Energy Master Plan, and with it I think 2035 goal for energy neutrality, something like that, some specific goal regarding climate emissions. So to be in line with that plan, is my opinion that we should not have any more fossil fuel construction. Obviously, we do need power, so we do have offshore wind coming online pretty soon. And that offshore wind should be able to meet our energy demands. According to, I've talked to people from the League of Conservation Voters, and they've, we're going to go through the numbers closely, but the overview they gave me was that the offshore wind would suffice to meet our energy needs. So this is a natural gas power plant. It is from fracking. Fracking does cause many negative effects. We banned fracking here in New Jersey, obviously, because the negative effects of that affecting the water system, affecting the towns where the fracking occurs. There's earthquakes. Sometimes the water lights on fire. There's a lot of different. There's a lot of bad negative effects from fracking. So that fracking is actually going to be coming from Pennsylvania. All those pipes that come in from Pennsylvania would supply the power plant. So we have concern. I have concern for my neighbors as well in Pennsylvania. We really should be cutting down on fracking. So actually, through the council president, may I ask where does the resolution stand?
I don't have the resolution anywhere right now.
Oh, you don't have the resolution?
We'll be looking into that. Thank you.
Okay. Will you be able to get the resolution, or what's the process for that?
When the resolution comes from the chair.
The chair?
It'll be in the agenda.
Okay.
Keep an eye open on the agenda online.
Okay. Wait, whose is the chair?
Right here.
Oh, you're the chair. Okay,
Yes,
so
I am.
the resolution will come to you?
Resolution will be formulated from me.
Will be formulated from
Yes, it
you?
will.
Okay. Would you say that you are willing to consider it? Will you bring it to the council?
It'll be discussed amongst the council.
Okay. Okay. Do you have a timetable, do you think?
I do not.
Okay. All right, well, thank you for your time.
You're welcome. Anyone else wishing to address the chair? Please.
Congratulations, Council, Mayor, everybody.
Thank you.
Tom Ingrasani, Ingrisani, 58 Deerfield Road, East Brunswick.
Thank you.
My question was, a few months ago, if there was a second garbage collection, how much extra would it cost? That was ever discussed? I don't think so. The other thing is, I think back in October, we got a form to fill out. The Governor Murphy's going to give us an extra $500 for tax rebate. My taxes got raised $600. Why did they get raised $600? For me, anyway. Could be more for somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, all these projects going on, these homes being built on Summit Hill Road, Route 18, the ice skating rink, is that going to help reduce our taxes? Right now, I'm scared that it's not. What happened with the Golden Triangle? Is that fully occupied? That was supposed to be easing all our taxes years ago. I don't think it ever did. I don't think it's 100% occupied. And the other thing is, I heard they're going to build an extension on the high school. I heard the ground had cyanide in it. Has anybody looked into that?
It was arsenic.
Arson, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Oh, sorry, I know it was something bad.
And that's a Board of Education issue, not a council issue.
Okay, because would that affect the area around us?
That I do not know, because it's, like
Because I
I
live
said.
around there.
Yes.
I know children aren't allowed to play in that area, so I just wonder if it's something that comes out of the ground.
Right.
That's it, thank you.
Appreciate it. Thank you for coming. Anyone else for the address to chair? Close the public portion. And let's take a look at Resolution 23-59. Resolution authorizing a budget transfer in accordance with NJSA 40A:4-58. Parentheses, no less than 2/3 vote for full membership required, close parenthesis. Do you have a motion for this?
So moved.
Second? Mr. Criscuolo, do you want to make any comments on this for clarification?
Sure. If you recall, in the fourth quarter, we're authorized by the local governance services to true up our budget, and it's also allowed in the first quarter of the next year. So this particular payment of bills, we found out we are, in this case, we are transferring money from salary and wages for the Police Patrol Bureau into the Investigative Bureau. So it's just an interdepartment transfer on the budget. And then likewise, in the parking utility, parking other expenses, we are moving $10,000 there from the salaries and wages. This is not an increase to the budget, it's truing up the budget, and I'm sure we'll have a few more of these as we continue to close out our books from 2022.
Thank you, Mr. Criscuolo. Any discussion from council on this? Madam Clerk, you call the roll.
Councilmember Hall?
Yes.
Councilwoman Winston?
Yes.
Councilwoman Zambicki?
Yes.
And Council President McAvoy?
Yes.
Thank you.
Does anyone need any items pulled from the consent agenda?
Yes. Can I pull 2304? Oh, nope, sorry. That comes later. Sorry,
Comes
that's
later.
ordinance. Hang on.
Right?
Yep,
But make sure before we're
nope.
good on
It's an
23 through
ordinance.
60. So we'll combine resolution number 23-60 through resolution number 23-63 before we, get a motion on that?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Any discussion on any one of the four items? Madam Clerk, will you call the roll?
Councilmember Hall?
Yes.
Councilwoman Winston?
Yes.
And Councilwoman Zambicki?
Yes.
And Council President McAvoy?
Yes.
Thank you.
Ordinance for introduction for a public hearing on January 23rd, 2023. Ordinance number 2301, an ordinance to exceed the municipal budget appropriation limit to establish a cap bank in accordance with NJSA 40A-445.14 for calendar year 2023. Motion?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Discussion. Mr. Criscuolo, clarification?
Sure. This is an ordinance that is passed in a majority of municipalities in New Jersey, including East Brunswick. It's been done as long as I've been here and prior to me. This is required under the municipal cap law that the council has to have the will to establish a cap bank. So when we don't exceed the bank in the prior years, we can build a bank. So if in the next 3 years, we can utilize that bank. It's not spending any funds. It's just establishing the bank in case we have any unforeseen large increases municipalities have used it in the past for things like healthcare, increase in garbage rates, and so on and so forth, where you have a big blip in a year over the cap. If you don't establish this bank and you have that blip, you really have no chance of, towns have had to lay off employees because of that. So I highly recommend to the council to pass this ordinance as we've done as long as I've been here and prior.
And that was my question, Mr. Criscuolo. Have we cap banked before, but that was your list. Mr. Baker.
Every year since the cap law went into effect, I believe the council has adopted this to allow that to happen. It's a great way to reduce the volatility and even out things over the years when and needed.
Thank you, Mr. Baker. Madam Clerk, call the roll.
Councilmember Hall?
Yes.
Councilwoman Winston?
Yes.
Councilwoman Dembicki?
Yes.
And Council President McAvoy.
Yes, ordinance number 23-02, an ordinance of the Township of East Brunswick, County of Middlesex, State of New Jersey, amending Chapter 209, Section 40, entitled Schedule 1, No Parking, of the Code of the Township of East Brunswick to change certain parking regulations on Edgeboro Road. Can I have a motion?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Mr. Criscuolo, clarification?
Yes, on Edgeboro Road, if you recall, we were fortunate to get a large warehouse occupied by FedEx. This is part of the process with them to get their employees to the location. We've noticed in doing some observations of tractor trailers parking along Edgeboro, and part of our redevelopment in our planning board presentations there as well is the recommendation of the police department and so on for safer transportation down that road, which includes a lot of garbage trucks and so on and so forth, that there wouldn't be any parking on that roadway. The next ordinance on here is also establishing a mid-street crosswalk, which is required by law for us to codify as well. The plans of New Jersey Transit and FedEx, along with our partners at the Middlesex County Utility Authority and the Edgeboro Dump, is to actually start using mass transit, including New Jersey Transit, to bring in employees for all the facilities down in that particular area, and this will establish, that one will establish a mid-street crosswalk, so when the bus parks on one side of the street, they can cross the street with an approved crosswalk. So this one kind of works hand in hand with the next ordinance. We've already approved the paperwork to petition the DOT and work with the utility authority to help these businesses get employees to their site.
Thank you, Mr.
Baker,
Criscuolo,
might-
for clarification.
Mayor first, and then I'll...
Mayor Cohn?
Thank you, Council President. I just also wanted to add that that's consistent with the town's continued effort at, as some of the guests here tonight mentioned, the idea of keeping the planet sustainable. We want to try to get employees here, many of whom can't drive, many of whom can drive, but if they had the option of utilizing public transportation, it would be cheaper, it would be better for the planet, and I'm sure that most of you recall that in approving the FedEx building that was located at the end of Edgeboro Road, one of the contingencies was for charging stations, which has since now become state law, but we were doing that even before that. And their expressed intent on having ultimately their last point of service fleet being all electric. So I think that and the ability to get people to work easily without using their own car will not only benefit FedEx, which is clearly the one who started this, but there's a whole group of businesses along Edgeboro Road, all of whom have staffing issues right now, and this hopefully might be another way in which we can attract good, viable staff here on a regular basis where we might not have been able to do so before.
And all a resident would have to do is go over to Edgeboro Road and take a look at the size of the FedEx building, and then envision or sort of lay out in your head how significant these two resolutions will be with regard to the overall safety of anyone who's traveling on Edgeboro Road.
Council President, if I could just add to that, in the bigger picture, Resolution 23-63 formally established the bus stop on that site. Earlier, I guess last year, the council approved, there were some drawings, a location of a bus stop along Edgeboro Road to be paid for and maintained by FedEx, the snow and ice to be removed by the township. Now we're establishing the bus stop there, and then the two other items go hand in hand.
I forget the cliche about the bird and the stone, but we have three ordinances here that we're taking care of.
Yes.
So we're still with ordinance 2302. Any comment or for discussion from the council? Madam Clerk, to call the roll.
Councilmember Hall?
Yes.
Councilwoman Winston?
Yes.
Councilwoman Zambicki?
Yes.
And Council President McAvoy?
Yes.
Thank you.
Ordinance 2303, we just had clarification from Mr. Criscuolo on the matter. An ordinance of the Township of East Brunswick, County of Middlesex, State of New Jersey, amending Chapter 209, Section 65, entitled Scheduled 24-MID. Not sure what that is, Mr. Baker. Anyway, block crossing on the code of the Township of East Brunswick to add a mid-block crosswalk designation on Edgeboro Road. Motion?
So moved.
So, Councilwoman Winston, second?
Second.
Second from Councilman Bay Hall. No need for discussion since we were enlightened. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Councilmember Hall?
Yes.
Councilwoman Winston?
Yes.
Councilwoman Zambicki?
Yes.
And Council President McAvoy?
Yes, ordinance 2304, an ordinance approving the Department of Parks, Recreation, and Community Service fee schedule. Get a motion?
So moved.
Motion by Vice President Zambicki, second.
Second.
Second from Councilwoman Winston. Mr. Criscuolo, a quick discussion, a clarification?
Sure. Every year, we evaluate the cost of providing programs to our residents through the Parks and Recreation Department, and with increases in facilities costs, that either rentals from other entities or trips or whatever, and the increase in the minimum wage and what we have to pay to get people, we adjust our rates for programs accordingly, and we basically do this every year. It's a true-up of what things actual cost, and I would predict that we'll continue to do this year after year. And we may be adding programs, which then requires us to have additions, and this effectuates those changes.
And you received recommendation from Parks and Rec Advisory Board?
Yes.
They've reviewed all of the, because it was rather lengthy in our packet with regard to the nuts and bolts of everything from hourly rates for people who work through outsiders who are renting our facilities. And I think Council Vice President Zambicki, you're on that committee, so you're...
Yes, so I just wanted to point out, so it was extensive in our December meeting where we went through it, and being fiscally responsible was on the minds of everyone. Of course, we have, for most of our programs, resident and non-resident rates, so there was close consideration to look at the resident rates to keep them the same as possible in all situations. But I think what's most exciting is Parks and Rec looked at the needs of the community and saw that there were needs for new programs. All in all, we have about 43 new items, whether they are extensions. For example, there's going to be a morning for camps and a PM piece. So that's an extension of the day, which parents requested and needed desperately. And so that's adding to it. And then tons of new programming, such as pickleball and tennis and bowling and different art programs that were added, adult art classes. So the daily fees, one thing I wanted to point out, the daily fees for residents at Crystal Springs did not increase. So they are staying the same. And all in all, when you look, it is still the best value for recreation and for like recreation / childcare in the summer.
And that goes for saying, with regard to the residents who might be looking at private clubs or looking at clubs in neighboring communities, it all financially is within
That was looked
the
at carefully.
confines of what we felt was appropriate for our residents.
Council President, if
Yes,
I could.
Council.
So it just a historical note, I know I sound like the old guy up here, but I was on the Recreation and Parks Board 42 years ago. And the same thing that Councilwoman Zambicki just said about the focus of the members on the Recreation and Parks Board 42 years ago was the same thing as now, getting sure that the best bang for the buck for the residents, that we're fair to residents, that we cover costs, but we're not making money. And it was always one of our longest meetings when we were trying to establish the rates. So I'm glad to see you're still struggling and doing it the right way.
Thank you, Mr. Baker. Madam Clerk, would you call the roll?
Councilmember Hall,
Yes.
Councilwoman Winston,
Yes.
Councilwoman Zambicki,
Yes.
and Council President McAvoy.
Yes.
Thank you.
There are no add-on resolutions. There's no unfinished business or new business for the good of the cause. Yes, Councilman Behal.
Thank you, Council President. This past weekend, we attended Lunar New Year celebration at the Brunswick Square Mall. So on behalf of our council team, I would like to wish everyone happy Lunar New Year in advance, and would like to thank Brunswick Square Mall for allowing this event at the mall. Thanks to East Brunswick Arts Coalition and East Brunswick Public Library, all the volunteers and sponsors for organizing this beautiful event, which was attended and much appreciated by many residents. And also today is Law Enforcement Appreciation Day. So I would like to thank all of our police officers for their services. Thank you from the bottom of our heart for all that you do to keep us safe. Thank you. That's all.
Thank you, Councilman. Mr. Crisculo, do you have any comment on Christmas tree pickup? Is that not?
It's, the dates and so on naturally would be in the app where they're going to collect trees where and when, just like any other thing, garbage pickup, branch pickup week, and so on. So I highly recommend that people download the My Waste app or go to the Township website and go to solid waste, and there they can put in their address and they can look for a particular item on when pickups are going to be, what goes where as far as recycling, what needs to go to the yard, what can go on the curb, and what dates those are. So do I have exact dates? No. But if I'll use this opportunity to do a little advertisement for the My Waste app. I highly recommend it. If you download the app and put it on your phone, you could set up notifications. It will let you know the night before when you got to take out your recycle or your garbage, and it knows when there's twice a week pickup versus once a week pickup, and so on. So I would say to the residents, go to the app and see what's there.
And there's still a lot of non-appsters out there, so would they find the information?
On the website.
On the
as well.
website, right?
In the solid waste portion of the website, if they scroll down, it actually is a live version of the My Waste app. Put their address in and what they're looking for, and it will show you a calendar of what's going on and when your garbage pickups are taking place. As I said before, recycle pickups, and you could put in notifications.
Sounds very applicable.
Actually, Council President
Yes.
McAvoy, there's also opportunities around to take your tree to different locations for the animals. So Rutgers Cook Campus was where you could take your tree, which we did. And apparently the goats love Christmas trees.
Really?
So, so we took ours, and there's an area right on the road across from where the market is that you can drop your tree
It's
off.
easy. Very
It's
close to
easy.
residents.
And
Yeah, and
it
down the
fits with
shore,
the
they
theme
use
of
it
this
as
meeting.
a berm in the winter to prevent the sand from going back into the water. So they do sometimes get reused.
The Anchor Property Tax Relief Benefit filing deadline is January 31st, 2023. State of New Jersey Division of Taxation. Benefit checks will be mailed to residents up to $1,500 per household in May of 2023. You're eligible if, number one, you are a New Jersey resident, number two, own and occupied a home in New Jersey that was your principal residence on October 1, 2019. Number three, you paid property taxes on that home in 2019. Number four, your 2019 New Jersey gross income was not more than $250,000. If you rented your home, see nj.gov/treasury /taxation/anchor/tenant for information. File on the deadline of your application. Bear with me. Or email nj.anchor@treasury.nj.gov. If you need help, you can call Assemblyman Sterling Stanley's office at 732-875-3833. Or you can visit 197 State Highway, Route 18, Suite 102 North, EBNJ, to his office. Anyone else on good of the cause? Mr. Baker.
Any other council members before I jump in? Thanks. So tonight...
I was going to finish off with, let me just make sure that Mr. Baker...
Sure.
I'm going to surrender the chair to our attorney, Mr. Baker.
Thank you, Council President. As part of my good of the cause, I wanted to discuss with the council part of the proceedings that will be occurring towards the end of the meeting. There is going to be a public hearing regarding the health spa license of Greenview Massage and Spa at 434 Route 18 to determine if the spa's license should be rescinded or suspended. Process-wise, there will be openings and closings. Openings and closings will happen in open session. During closed session, executive session, there will be testimony from police officers. The reason we're having that in closed session is to protect the identity of the police officers because they were undercover police officers during the investigation into this matter. There will be attorneys assisting the Township and the Police Department with the introduction of evidence to the council. There will also be one or more attorneys for the respondent, the license holder. You'll hear testimony from police. You'll see documentary evidence that will be presented to you. You may hear testimony from the spa owner or representatives of the spa owner. There may be cross-examination of witnesses that go on, and you, the council, under our ordinance, are the decision makers. You're kind of acting like a jury. I will assist the chair as more or less a hearing officer that would help on issues of decorum, keeping the process moving, evidentiary rulings. If there's an objection, I'll consider the objection and I'll advise the chair whether it should be sustained or overruled. So it's a little bit like you're in a courtroom tonight. There are relaxed rules of evidence in this type of hearing. It's an administrative hearing, a civil hearing. It is not a criminal court hearing. The standard of review is not beyond a reasonable doubt. It's by the preponderance of the evidence, and later I'll explain what that means. But you are discussing, you will be reviewing a property interest that the owner of the spa has in the license. Our ordinances spell out the reasons you can suspend or can revoke a license, and I'm sure council will discuss that and introduce evidence with regard to that. And there is also an issue. 2 attorneys have shown up for the spa. I will maybe take a break and discuss with my colleague, my partner Bob Kenny, in the audience to see if they figured out which attorney will be representing them. It also may be a little awkward at times because there will need to be a Korean interpreter that we've arranged to have for the meeting, so just be patient. If a question is asked or an answer is coming from the witness for the spa, we may need to listen closely to what the interpreter says before moving on. So it may seem a little bit awkward or herky-jerky, but we just need to be patient through that. And that's it for now. If you would give me 2 minutes, Chairman, Council President, I'll consult and I'll be right back.
Take your time.
Thank you.
We're good. Mr. Baker is back.
Council President, I recommend that we consider Resolution 2365 and go into closed session.
Okay. So that means the audience is going to have to make their way outside. Thank you.
Is there going to, so we shut down the TV station correctly, is there going to be action taken?
There will be action taken. The resolution indicates that. There will be action taken after we come out of closed session.
Okay, so you're going to read the resolution or just motion and?
Tamar, do you have the resolution to read, or Matt?
And you want TV here?
I want TV to shut down and recording the shutdown during executive session. We will need them to stick around for when we come back out.
Do you want them to leave now?
Yes.
Anthony?
As soon as we vote on
the resolution.
As soon as we vote.
Can I have a motion?
So moved.
And a second?
Second.
Councilmember Hall?
Yes.
Councilwoman Winston?
Yes.
And Councilwoman Zembicki?
Yes.
And Council President McAvoy?
Yes.
And that's a resolution pertaining to closed session on a potential violation and revocation of license.
And we're back in open session. Mr. Baker?
Thank you, Council President. It appears that a resolution of the license issue has been worked out between attorneys. I'd like to introduce my partner, Robert Kenny, first, and then Matt Gian is the attorney for the licensee.
Good evening, Chairman, Council, and thank you. We have been able to work out an agreement in the matter which Mr. Baker has briefed you on, and counsel for the respondents here, Matt Juan, I'd like to let you know that what we have agreed to is there will be a suspension of license that will begin on the 1st of February and last for 15 March. There was a period of time when they were closed down previous to this, so that would also count as being part of the suspension. In addition, there will be a fine paid of $5,000, which will be paid no later than the 5th of April, 1930. And as a result of that agreement, what effectively happens is the appeal has been withdrawn, so it actually reverts to the chief of police to make the responsibility of talk to the chief. Chief's in agreement with what we're doing here today.
Mr. Kenny, could you repeat the April date?
Yes, the 5 April 30 is the date when the fine will be paid, no later than.
April 13th?
30, April 30. 5,000 by April 30.
Correct. What did I say?
You said 5 April 30. I thought you were military speak.
5,000 by April 30. It was kind of military speak. 5,000 by April 30th, and the suspension again will start on 1 February and go through and include 15 March.
Okay.
And the meeting.
Thank you, Bob. Thank you.
Mr. Strong.
Good evening. Matthew John, J.E.O.N. on behalf of Greenview Spa. That is correct. The business will close, as Mr. Kennedy said, beginning February 1st through including March 15th. And we'll, of course, pay the fine of $5,000 on or before April 30th, and we will withdraw any plea. So this will be a final resolution.
Thank you both.
Okay. Thanks.
Did I say plea or?
You said plea, right?
Plea.
Men
It's
appeal.
got me all confused, the 5 April. The appeal will be waived. So this will be a final resolution, stuck in stone.
Thank you. Council President?
I'm good.
We're good?
Right?
Yep.
Okay.
Fellow council people? All good?
Okay, there's no action needed by the council? We're good?
Thank you very much, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good evening.
Thank the council, thank Mr. Kennedy, Mr. Baker.
Thank you, Matt. Appreciate it.
I wish
Thank you.
you Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Motion to adjourn is in order.
Right, we'll get a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second? Favor, say aye.
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 Opposed? Good evening.